But the next topic, this is
Controversial
going to stir some feathers, right? So, Warnock, I remember back in the Milan days where Warnock was in talks. I remember listening to him on the radio when he could have taken us over. So he obviously beat us with Borough, a good Borough side. His side beat us. He was planning to do that. He said, but it's weird because you should hate him, but I don't hate him. And that's going to rub a lot of people up there.
This is going to really annoy a lot of people. I like Neil Warnock around just because, but his tie to Sheffield United, the only thing that I've got. If he had no tie to Sheffield United, I'd love him even more.
He said when he came in, when he led up to the match, he was like, if Sheffield Wednesday fans were watching the other night, I cannot say I was not trying against my old club Rotherham, because I did, and I tried my hardest, and I bet they were really pleased. We played like that. I will be trying the exact same to help Rotherham. It's nothing against Wednesday. I'm glad it is Sheffield Wednesday because it's always a club I look at in the calendar. When we do play them at Hillsborough and at home, I'm just disappointed there is no fans in, as Wednesday usually give me a rousing applause. Now, this ties into Maple Leaf writing into us. It goes, Dex and Punk, I'm curious to know your thoughts on Neil Warnock. I consider him to be a lovable villain, and I quite enjoyed the antagonism and rivalry. I know the history, his endless kneeling in the press and on the pitch, and the United links, but I can't help but respect the guy for how he managed Cardiff in the Premier League and the Salah death, and the tragic Salah death. Yeah. Am I simply too young and far removed? I've lived in North America my entire life to appreciate why the fan base truly hates Colin. No, because I live much closer and I respect Colin, you know? Yeah. So,
as a person, if you look at his kind of mannerisms and his kind of thing, he's that granddad you always want to go because he's got a good story and he makes you laugh. He's that kind of thing. And one of the best things about Neil Warnock is when he went on his retirement, it was his missus that kicked him out the house and said, "You're going to get another job. I've had enough of you now. Leave. You're messing everything up." And that kind of says everything about the man.
No, it's one of those, because these quotes from Warnock are taken from the Yorkshire Post this week. He says, this is the interesting thing, talking about when he nearly took over with Milan. Quote, "I nearly took over there a few years ago. Mandarich offered me the job on the Friday night and I said, listen, you have the weekend to think about it, Milan. Ask your chief executive and one or two others what they think about it. Get it out in the press, what you're thinking, and if you still want me next week, I'll take over on Monday." And he said, yes, Neil, I see what you mean. When he told, when Milan had then taken that to everyone and gone, oh, I see now.
Was that on Milan's famous underwater telephone?
Yeah, I remember that. And then quote from Neil, "In fairness to the Sheffield Star newspaper, they did a poll and I got 60% said they would have me. I thought that was good. And if I'm honest, I would have enjoyed it as well as that time. I'd have taken him back then."
Same.
We probably
would have got a Premiership run.
There's part of me that goes now that I'd still possibly take him.
Well,
that's how bad we are.
Well, you've seen the things that Sheffield United fans are calling for him to come home after the Middlesbrough job, and
The thing is, though, they've disrespected that man quite a lot. If you think about it, the way the sackings he's had when he's had some of their best times, they've left him in the mud quite a few times.
Different ownership though back then.
Yeah, that's true.
It's now new ownership. If they really want to get fans back on board, they might have to go down another. He's a fan of the club, but. Would you have Warnock if everything went arse up with Moore? Possibly, yes. But would he come down to League One?
I don't know. He'd probably relegate us till the beyond. To be honest. You can
see that being on his gravestone, can't you? I relegated Sheffield Wednesday to the point of oblivion.
Yeah, I relegated them to League Two for the first time in their history. But no, I think part of it, I like him. I like the pantomime villain aspect of it, and I hate that I like him, but I do. I just think he's funny. And I think that there was times in history where maybe he'd have done well at Wednesday, but I can't get over. I wouldn't fully be able to get over the fact he's a blade. I couldn't do it.
No, but this is the thing. This is where Chris Wilder, when he talked about things like this, he didn't have the humour aspect. It just came across as being bitter.
Yeah, no, Wilder does strike me as a bitter character. But Warnock always struck me as respecting Wednesday.
Yes.
That's the difference. He always struck me as somebody that respected Wednesday, because he even said that we were the big we were the big club. We were like the Manchester United, and they were the. He literally said we were the Manchester United, and they were the peasants when he was growing up. And people have tried to spin that as like, oh well, he's talking. It was that long ago. He's trying to have a dig. No, he's not. He's realising.
He's actually being realistic.
There's a lot of people that don't realise the history of Sheffield United and Sheffield Wednesday, and it's only recent history where it's ever been in question.
And you also
who maybe is the
Warnock's
bigger club.
In his 70s.
Yeah,
he's an old man.
Yeah, I mean, that doesn't help us out much more than that. But no, I don't know. I just thought it was funny to talk about Warnock nearly becoming Sheffield Wednesday manager. So let us know what you think in the comments.